Hello, good morning, guys. Welcome back to our channel and to those soul videos of mine, in which, as always, there is an invitation to reflect together on the various topics or flavors or layers of awakening, liberation, freedom. And in today's video, I have an impulse to share something more general, if it is possible to put it in this way. What is awakening and what we awaken from and what we awaken to, or what is that which awakens. And if that resonates, if this topic is intriguing for you, you can sit with me, make yourself a cup of tea or coffee, and let's see. Dawn, if you're watching this video again, thank you for this beautiful. Off we go again. There was a little bit of disturbance with the connection, but I hope now it's gonna be okay. So thank you, Dawn, for that. Really enjoying drinking tea in this cup. Reminds me of time we spent together. So what is awakening? This is a very profound question, and maybe the most important question ever. Not what is awakening, but the question of awakening. So first, in my experience, it starts with longing. With a longing for something that couldn't be named. That we don't know what it is longed for, but for sure there is a longing. And awakening starts also with the realization that what, like life that I know right now, it's not the whole thing. It's not the whole picture. It's not about being clever, richer. It's not about having a family, although this is nice. It's not about having a success. It's not about finding a great job or a lovely community. And again, this is also okay, but it's not about that. And a longing for awakening starts when we get sober from life or experience that we are having at the moment. Usually awakening, usually not always, but very often, awakening is provoked by suffering, by intense suffering. It's as if there has to be so much suffering and so much pain. I'm not talking about the physical pain, but pain caused by constant thinking, mental pain, mental suffering. that suddenly we start wondering, what's going on here? Is this all about? Is there something else or more or beyond? And in my experience, this started with questioning thoughts. Questioning thoughts, and especially thoughts about me, thoughts about this here. Somehow, I believed that these thoughts that are rambling, usually judgmental, scary, or unpleasant, that there was a belief that, this is me. I am these thoughts. And this is how life is. Scary. Not to be trusted. And I have to strive. I have to prove myself. I have to do and achieve. And I have to earn my place here. So that's the fundamental belief, that I am something small, separate from life, and I have to deserve to be here. And awakening starts when we become aware that that's not the whole thing, even though maybe we don't know what's the whole thing. But awakening starts there, by realizing that it couldn't be that, couldn't be so miserable. What am I here for? Why am I here for? And what am I? So when we start questioning thoughts about me, miserable me, wrong me, unworthy me, this is the beginning. And in my experience, this is the direct path when we start questioning thoughts. But in order to come to that point that the questioning of thoughts is even possible, there must be or should be, I don't know, it's hard to put it in words. There should be space in order for the noticing of those thoughts to happen. Otherwise, we are just immersed in the train of thoughts, and that's it. There is no, it's like we cannot see anything else but the story of me. So the question comes how to experience more space in order for thoughts to be noticed, or there to be a gap, even though very often in the beginning a gap is really subtle, really subtle. I mean, a gap, the gap between thoughts. So if you are not recognizing gap between 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 thoughts, that's okay. You don't have to judge yourself or beat yourself that it's not possible. Yeah, for most of the human beings, this gap is not noticed at all. There is a constant stream of thoughts, and it's not possible to even distinguish between two thoughts. But how to look deeply and how to see that gap? Yeah. There are tons of modalities about that. You can see whatever resonates with you. You can sit in meditation silently alone. You can join a group and sit together. You can do yoga, practice yoga. You can go for long walks alone in nature. But mostly like you can do some kind of a routine just to notice, especially in the morning, how the story of me starts playing. Start recreating it. And the more attention you pay, the more the gap will be noticed. Sometimes the gap is so long that there is no need for anything to be said. Mm. So this is how awakening starts, by noticing that what's going on right now cannot be the whole thing, like cannot be the whole picture. It's not like life is meant to be. Or there is something here that knows. There is a knowing, remembering. Sometimes this knowing or insights, they come during the dream, or we remember something from our childhood when we were freely, innocently experiencing reality as it is, like this childish way. If you notice something like that, follow it. Follow it without doubt and fear. Follow that. So, in my experience, when the thoughts have been noticed and the gap between those being noticed, there was a clear seeing that all thoughts are referring back to me. All thoughts, no exception whatsoever. Thoughts about saving the world are also thoughts about me saving the world. Thoughts about my kids are thoughts about me having these kids. Yeah, and yeah, there is nothing wrong here. Your experience is not wrong. Non-experience is wrong. It's just like that. All thoughts are pointing at something. But when there is a curiosity and willingness to look, and when the gap is being noticed, and there is also seeing that thoughts are rambling uncontrollably from nowhere, we can start looking, or the looking can start happening into the direction of what is it that all thoughts are pointing to or at. What these thoughts are pointing to, what is there in the midst of experience. All thoughts are saying, yeah, you are safe, you are not safe. You have to do that, you have to do that. Watch out. You're hungry, you are not. Better do that. No, did that. No, why don't you do that? Oh, don't feel that. It's so painful. You have to prevent. and all these kinds of narratives. What these thoughts are pointing to whom or what they are speaking to whom this voice appear, or for whom, who is there. It must be something really special that all thoughts are pointing in that. What is that? So that's another simple and very profound question. What are thoughts pointing to when there is a constant narrative? And again, all thoughts are referring back to that. And here the gap becomes bigger, because when we start looking thoughts closely like that, surprisingly or not, they become lighter, quieter. It's like, I always love this metaphor of thoughts are like mouses and our attention is like cat. So when mouses, they notice cat, they become quiet, they're hiding. And then we can notice in our own experience more silence, more peace, more joy of being, just to be, just to experience joy with no specific reason. Somehow you don't need a reason to feel joy. And many of us, or some of us, stop here. When there is enough gap, thoughts are quiet. And there is peace and, something feels good. It doesn't feel like immersed into stream of thoughts, but it feels like more like detached. But my invitation, and this is what awakening is also about or for, is to not stop there, even though it feels pleasant. You go meditating, you go practice yoga, or you just chill. And for a certain amount of time, it feels nice. Peace, zen. But it's not for long, right? Sooner or later, something comes and triggers. Yeah. What is it triggering? So again, if you're curious, you won't stop there. When there is enough sense of peace, and on the relative level, life becomes easier, so to speak. Not easier, but not stressful. Go further. Look at the detached one, the one who is observing thoughts, the one who is enjoying this sense of peace and calmness. Who is there? Well, what is this? Is there someone or something? And mostly like, there will be silence. Why the silence? Why silence? Is it because there is someone detaching from thoughts and it is silent, or there is just silence? Yeah, this is interesting. But you have to find it for yourself. You have to experience it for yourself. What is awakening? What is awakening from, and what is awakening to? And who is? Who is awakens? Who awakens? So in my experience, and that's only my experience, this is awakening from the idea that I am something separate from life, having to fight with life for its survival and its right to be here. And awakening too is realizing that it's never been a separate individual and only life. And wherever I look, I can't find anything but experiences. Only experiences, nothing else. And all of those with no owner of those experiences is nowhere to be found. Doer of all the doings in the world is never to be found. Nowhere and never to be found. Decider, manager, controller of life was never there. And the subtle realization is also that awakening is not personal. It's not for the person. It's from. And what awakens then? What is speaking right now? What is feeling? What is experiencing? Is it possible to be said, to be pointed with a finger? How can you point freedom, liberation? Everywhere you point, it's freedom. Everywhere you look is freedom. Freedom looking itself, speaking to itself, overflowing with love and joy from itself to itself, as itself. Miraculous journey with no end. What is awakening for you? What is awakening in your experience? What awakens? From what to what? Much love, guys. See you soon.